Reactor, are you gay?
Yeah.
All right. And same question to you, Mumkey. Mumkey, are you gay?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess we can go ahead and start the show then.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to do it then? Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the TrashRats podcast, your favorite apolitical podcast where we correctly point out that Ukraine is in NATO. Rusty was correct when he said that last episode, and nobody was upset. I am Simeon Jimmy, joined as always by Eggy.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. Thank you very much.
Hey, what's up, Eggy?
And who's that I hear? Is that Rusty Cage's drug dealer who has taken over his microphone?
Yeah, Rusty's a little bit preoccupied at the time.
It sounds like Rusty's drug dealer is in the witness protection program in some kind of TV show.
Nah, man, ain't nothing like that. Shit. Nah, you playing with me now.
And Reactor's here too.
Hey.
How come you're not doing a funny voice?
Huh? I thought I am.
Oh, just all the time?
Yeah, this is my funny voice.
Well, Reactor, I have a big question for you, because I don't know if you've been counting, but this is episode 49 of the TrashRats.
Oh,
and
shit.
I don't know if you remember the little promise that somebody made. I don't know who, but something's coming up soon, and I don't know if you're ready for it.
No, that got moved to episode 75, remember?
Oh, okay.
Man, you're trying to tell me that you can't get Tim on the podcast just once, just for like a second?
Nah, I barely talked to him.
Shit.
My plan was just to have Reactor be sick that day, and then Reactor is Tim, obviously, but, you know, he could probably play it up, do like more of an autistic voice, and nobody would even notice.
Yeah.
Well,
No?
yeah, I guess we could do that. Sorry, I
Yeah, we
had
can do
to
that.
kick my my drug dealer out. Man, we can't get Tim on just for a second?
And we can get him on for a second, but I don't know if he'll know he's on.
Yeah, do a hot mic just inside his bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the laws where you live? Is it like a two-party consent for recording, or is it just one?
Well, I mean, on the property I live on, there's actually signs posted everywhere saying we're recording at all times.
Oh, so he should not be surprised.
Yeah.
All right, sounds like we're all clear.
He'd probably get fired, though. Like, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think
he
it'll
would,
hold up in court.
He would not. I like that there's a one-party consent law, so if I consent to recording someone else, then it's all legal.
Yeah, that's how it is here in Iowa, so I think I should take advantage of that more often with like some prank call shows or something. I got to take advantage of these mismanaged laws as best I can.
Yeah, I think that's why they made him in the first place, was to crack down on like radio shows prank calling people.
I'm pretty sure they made the law so that you couldn't record politicians taking bribes.
Oh, I mean, probably, yeah. Amongst other things, there's
Yeah.
no
Well,
reason
that was the main
why
one.
the government would possibly make that a law unless it somehow hurt them.
You know what would be a really good idea? I should develop a program, and if you like accept the terms of service, I get to like control all your human rights for the rest of your life. Just like slip it in there somewhere. That would clear a lot of any legal problems I might ever have, because that's pretty much what these politicians do to us. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, if you pay taxes in America from now on, we control you and we can do whatever we want.
Yeah,
I
actually,
should
that
play
wouldn't be
their
a bad
game.
idea.
It kind of reminds me of my my porn app idea that records you while you use it.
And then you get an email from an Indian man's name saying, I record you with the porno, and if you do not send me 15 Bitcoin.
We found this video on the internet. Do you want us to get rid of it from the internet for you?
Yeah.
For a
Type in the
$100
Google
fee?
Play. Type in the gift
Well,
card.
boys,
Yeah.
I regret to inform you that I did not actually call all of you here to do a Trash Rats episode. This is actually a sting operation because there is an imposter among us. One of the four of us has committed a heinous crime against the other three.
Oh, that might be me. I don't know.
Well, Eggy, I mean, it sounds like you know you're guilty, so would you like to admit what you did?
Oh, yeah, I heard about this.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, this motherfucker. No, I'll let you explain it because I already know what it is.
Yeah, it's true. I was arrested for having an illegally large penis, and I rolled over on you guys. I was like, yeah, you know what? They knew all along, but they just wouldn't spill the beans. So sorry.
When I do a podcast with somebody, they
before you
have
get
to agree that they have a penis smaller than 4 inches. Rusty signed it. Reactor signed it. So you're telling me you've been lying this whole time?
You broke your contract, man.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Then there
before
was
we get
all
into
those
this, let's
financial
agree
crimes, but
that we're not going to name our rival podcasts.
Well, yeah, we already did last episode thanks to Rusty, but Eggy did betray all of our trust and go on to our rival podcast. And I didn't listen to all of it, but I'm sure he talked a lot of shit.
well, I was.
Did you know it wasn't us?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there was like some guy with a Wojak picture. I was like, all right, this seems on the level, you know. But I was kind of drunk, and I was talking about that GMO food poisons you, and that you should only eat organic food. And I talked about other nutrition-related topics, and that's about really all I remember.
Well, I was informed that you spoiled the ending to the Rusty Cage versus Monkey Jones boxing match.
Oh.
You revealed my epic ninja move where I ran up Rusty's fence like an anime character, then jumped off and punched him in the face.
Well, that is pretty true. I did say that. Now that you mentioned it, I do remember that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to name this podcast anymore.
Well, I mean, it's the Garbage Mice podcast. It's, you know.
And of course, they made this podcast because I guess we weren't uploading enough episodes of TrashRats, and so that was their way of getting back at us, is starting a much shittier version.
Actually, I looked into them, and they've had the podcast for like 3 years now. So we kind of.
Shit.
I didn't tell you this when I thought of the name TrashRats, but I was kind of stealing it from them.
I do like their gimmick that they'll answer Patreon questions in their episodes, but they'll just take them from our Patreon questions. So they're answering questions directed at Rusty and me and stuff.
That's kind of funny. I mean, whatever.
well-
Hey, it's a little bit not humbling, but flattering, I suppose. That
So, well, do we all agree that we're not mad at Eggy for going on there?
I'm chalking it up to he was confused. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You said you were a
Okay.
little drunk. That's fine.
Well, because the thing is, they offered me $20 to go on the next episode, and I said yes. So I'm hoping you guys are okay with that.
Well, they offered me 25, and I said no because I'm
What?
loyal.
Wait, how? Wait, they offered me like 36 or something.
The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, they know my value.
Well,
Right.
see, it was originally $20. The inflation on the U.S. dollar has been a little out of control. It's been changing a little bit every day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can we talk about the price of nickels?
Sure.
So nickels are worth like 10 cents now if you melt down the what is it, 75% copper?
Is that why there's been a change shortage for like 2 years? They're just melting all that shit down?
Or yeah, maybe because metal is worth more than the shit coins they're printing.
Well, I know
Shit
my
coins.
neighbors are going to be very happy to hear that I'm going to stop ripping things out of their walls when I can just go to the bank instead and melt down all the change. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm turning over a new leaf.
It's kind of a great time to be
more like-
alive.
No more like stealing their wall units, their AC units, and
I remember like when
taking
I was
the copper
younger,
out.
the 1982 and before that year, pennies were made with more copper. Or the
Did you say when you were younger in 1982?
No. I'm saying like in the 90s, there were more 1982 and prior pennies in circulation. So you could take those and they were worth like 2 cents each because they were made of real copper. But I kind of missed that bandwagon because I was just a kid.
So you posted this image that's showing the price of nickels and their metal makeups. And so you're telling me right before this podcast that, like, according to this graph that you posted,
Well, in the past week, the metal nickel price went up by like 50% or like 100%. It was like $10 in the beginning of February.
okay,
And now it's $21.86 per pound. It was 10, now it's like $21.86 or whatever. So the price of nickels that are made with 75% copper and 25% nickel skyrocketed with it.
wait, but then why in the graph that you posted, it's showing that they were worth from 1938 to 2003, they were still worth the same amount that they are today.
Yeah, they've been because they've been made of 75% copper, 25% nickel since It looks like since 1866.
Well, that was a good year.
Yeah, except the Jefferson Silver wartime nickels from 1942 to 1945 were 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese, which is kind of weird because like during the war they needed the other metals and not silver, apparently.
Yeah, manganese. It's a type of Asian, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So a nickel now, according to this, is worth $0.0984.
Yeah. No, cents.
0.0984.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah.
It's worth approximately 10 cents.
Same thing.
All right, so if you collect all these nickels, then you'd have to smelt them down to separate the 75% copper and the 25% nickel.
Yeah, but smelting can cost you money per smelt, so you can put them all on a railroad track and just smush them into like a 100-gram blob of metal, and then bring that to a metal place that buys metals.
About approximately how many nickels will it take to derail a train? Because I wouldn't want to do that many. Or so maybe I would, but I wouldn't do it, of course.
If you spread them out enough, and it'll probably not be a problem. I don't think you could stack enough nickels to be a problem because it would either just knock over the tower you built.
You think I could call it Vsauce? We could like go out to it some train tracks together with a bag full of nickels. Hey guys, we're gonna find out today how many nickels is it gonna take to maybe possibly kill a whole lot of people or make a whole lot of money. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Well, don't do it to commuter trains. Do it to like the shipping trains.
There's probably still somebody on there. I mean, if it is at least some like homeless people that crawled in that thing. So maybe anyways, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. Either get very, very, very rich, or are mediocrely rich, or kill a ton of people.
No, well, it's actually like infinite money, so it's not mediocre rich. Like you're going to be richer than Bill Gates if you do this enough.
Are you actually going to do this? Like, it seems like a goofy idea, but if you had a way to smelt it, how long would it take to smelt and to separate these metals? And
I think by the end of the
it?
year, I'm going to have my own shipping business that ships these nickel and copper across the country.
Aren't there people that do that? They collect a bunch of pennies and then they sell them in bulk.
Wow, I don't know. That's going to be the only issue, finding someone to sell me these nickels because they're.
Well, I think we should start
so
a campaign, crowdfund it with our audience, and like just set up a PO box, and everybody send your nickels to Reactor, and we'll see what he can do with them.
Yeah,
I might have a few nickels around the house. I'll send them to you. I probably got like 3 or 4.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I was investing also back almost exactly 2 weeks ago. A guy who called himself Testicular Torsion, he sent me $100. He said, I'll send you this $100 if you invest in oil right now. So I did. And it went up. As of yesterday, I was up 33%. So I had like $135 in my portfolio. Very dank. And today it just dropped like 20% for some reason. I was like, what the hell? And the gas still costs a lot of money. Why is it going down?
Yeah.
There's trickery afoot. I think it's going to go back up. I don't see why it won't go back up, but I just thought it was going to always go up forever and never drop. So I was a little
Well, that's what
unhappy,
Reactor told me about Dogecoin, and look at me now. I have to sell my house.
Do you what?
I'm moving into Rusty's place. Dude, Dogecoin fucked me so much I'm selling my house and car and moving to Rusty's, and I'm literally blaming you.
Why?
Because you told me every single paycheck, invest 100% of it into Dogecoin, and I did that. I stopped paying my bills because I thought that Dogecoin would be worth it.
Yeah, and how much Dogecoin do you have now?
I invested $150,000, and right now it's worth about $11,000.
No, that doesn't sound right. That couldn't have even happened.
Hey, you don't know.
Yeah, you still have all the Dogecoin, so I don't see a problem.
Well, I every time it goes down, I sell it because I'm an idiot.
No,
Well,
do you really?
No.
You buy more. That's the idea.
Yeah.
The trick to investing in like stock market and shit like that is pretend you want to lose money. You're like, ooh, it went down. I need to buy more.
Yeah, and then it keeps going down. At this point, it's like all my savings are in investments, and it's about cut in half.
Yeah, no, well, but the correct way to actually look at it is
Unrealized losses.
Base it off of the past prices. Like it has, like crypto only keeps going higher. You know, it's going to get a point where it hits like everyone in the world is invested in crypto, so it can't go higher, and that's when it collapses. But I don't think we're at that point yet.
Well, you know what? In my opinion, actually, funny enough, I think on a long enough timeline, Dogecoin is actually more valuable than the United States dollar because it is deflationary. Inflation on the U.S. dollar is going crazy right now. They're seizing people's dollars out of their bank accounts for thinking the wrong thing and saying the wrong thing, whatever the government doesn't like, you know what I'm saying? So basically, pretty much, when you really think about it, Dogecoin is actually a superior currency. It just doesn't have as much viability in the market right now. But that's where Monero comes in. That's where I'm putting my money in. You know what I'm saying? It's got the viability and the other benefits. So and all the listeners out there, you want that real crypto. That's really the real deal. Been around for years. It's been having viability and hand-to-hand product sales for years. It's called Monero. Think about it.
Okay, Monero. Well, with Doge, you can at least still buy Mavericks tickets, I think. Didn't Mark Cuban?
Someone else just started accepting Doge also. I don't forget. I don't remember what it was.
Is it? Can you trade it in for Reddit Gold?
What's the oil stock? Like, what's that stock? That,
OIL.
Well,
okay.
The one that I had bought into was I think it was United States Oil Futures. I think it was USO. There's a few, like when I first looked it up, he's like, yeah, just buy it. He didn't tell me what to buy, so I just like looked up oil stock, and it's the U.S. Oil Fund LP. It's $USO, down 12% today. But it's all right.
Well,
I hopefully
Rusty,
it won't go.
Rusty, if you want to invest $100 in oil, just go to the gas station and buy one tank of gas.
Yeah, how do you store oil for long periods of time though? Because I feel like there's not a
in the ground probably.
I mean, it's been there for
right.
like millions of years, so I don't think it goes bad.
Well, no, I mean, non-diesel oil does.
Crude oil and gas are stored separately, I believe. If you want to store gas, there is like a way to treat it to have it like stored in barrels or whatever in some capacity. I haven't looked into it for a couple years, but I did at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, like I probably don't want like my house just filled with a bunch of gasoline containers just filled with gas.
Hey,
Why
you
not?
get a nice buzz, your money goes up, you got a valuable asset in case something happens. You know, I mean, I don't really see a downside personally.
Yeah, since I'm moving in, have me sleep in the oil room.
Hey, and going back to what I said earlier, or a little like a minute ago, it was AMC Theaters announced that by March 19th they're going to accept Dogecoin and Shiba Inu coin.
Oh my god, they're just fucking dying.
Shiba
Listen,
Inu's
man.
worth like 0.0000000.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So you can buy 1 billion of them.
I
Well,
did.
yeah.
I literally did, and then it went up, and I made like $300, and I sold it.
Well, here's the thing with that. I mean, yeah, it's actually pretty genius if they accept, you know, if it costs like 10 million Shiba Inu tokens to get one movie ticket, and all of a sudden it, for some reason, goes up like a year later from now, they'll make like $10 trillion in profit and rule the world.
Yeah, remember that guy who bought like a pizza with 58 Bitcoin and we all made fun of him? Imagine being the guy who spent 1 billion Shiba coin to see a movie, and then he could have been, what, a trillionaire? So sad.
Yeah. But don't forget that there was a pizza place that got all those Bitcoins for one pizza.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they're probably doing all right now.
And that's the story of Papa John's. That's why he went the way that he did.
Hey, Mumpkin, what did you say that? Did I get something wrong on the last podcast relating to?
Yeah, people are saying that you said something about Ukraine being in NATO, and people are like, no, the whole reason why there's a war is because they're not in NATO.
I guess I really
Reactor
don't know
should
what
have
the
been
fuck
here
I'm talking
because
about.
Reactor knows more about this stuff than we do because, I mean, he's plugged into everything.
Yeah. I'm in Ukraine right now.
Tim's finally going back on the street to do real journalism, and he brought you along? Shit. I got to see these videos. He's not just sitting in his room reading articles all day?
No, he is.
Oh, he's not on the street doing real work?
He actually just bought a meteorite sword, though. That's pretty cool, though.
What the fuck, man?
Great.
I want a meteorite sword.
Yeah, it's like made from meteorite.
Well,
Does that make it extra good?
I don't know. I guess.
Well, Reactor, can you red pill
It's a
us on this
space sword.
Ukraine shit since we don't know what we're talking about?
I mean, I stopped following when I realized how absolutely fake it all is.
Well, let's
That's
dive
right.
into that. What's fake about it?
They were using like video game footage for like these, like it was so
Like
who was
Call of
using
Duty
it?
World at War?
I don't remember what game it was, but yeah, I forget what game it was.
But who's using the footage?
The Ukraine state government is posting, like, they posted a picture of like some video game dogfight, and said that like one of their pilots shot down like 6 Russian fighters or something.
Maybe they
like,
thought they
on
were
Twitter,
posting
like,
it. Maybe they thought they were going on the Ukraine gaming Twitter account and they posted it to the wrong one.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
my latest thing with this whole Ukraine situation is how they, what I was reading last night before I went to bed, the U.S.-funded biochemical research labs, like basically researching bioweapons in Ukraine, and then they're like going on the news and being like, wow, by the way, I think those Russians might be about to do a gas attack on Ukrainians. Well, they're over there like getting exposed for building like gas weapons, like with U.S. money, like inside the Ukrainian borders.
An interesting thing about that is, like, a week ago, that was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I've noticed that's been happening a lot lately, is all these old conspiracies are just now being announced as the fact.
So just go ahead and assume the other ones are true also.
I don't know if you guys watched the State of the Union, but literally not a single politician was wearing a mask. So I think that officially means COVID is over, and anybody still masking is
Did you watch it?
Politicians. Yeah, I watched it. I watched the whole thing.
Hey, did you notice how it was practically written by Trump?
I mean, Trump does not write his own speeches.
Well, no. But everything Biden was saying, it was exactly what Trump was saying like 2 years ago.
We got to build a wall. Some of the Mexicans are okay.
That's not what he said.
I mean, yeah, Biden would not say that some Mexicans are okay.
Or like
I agree.
another interesting thing was it Biden just is like patting himself on the back because he's gonna sign some bill or executive order to lower insulin prices. But the interesting thing about that is the first day he was in office, he rescinded one of like 17 of Trump's executive orders, one of them being that it lowered the insulin prices. So he raised the prices.
He just wants to do it himself.
Yeah, and now he's lowering them and saying like, this isn't fair for people with diabetes.
Hey, where's the executive order to make gas $2.49?
Oh, well, he also closed the pipelines.
Thanks, Biden.
When he ended those executive orders. First day in office, he shut down the pipelines.
Environmentalists, there's a lot of people, either whether they're like individuals or they're high valued elites that are constantly trying to get the pipelines closed, and any sort of like a gasoline resource collection to not be a thing. That's just going to cause the gas to go up, obviously, and so we have to get it from somewhere else.
It's weird because Russia exports most of the world's fossil fuels, and then by closing our production, Trump had made us energy independent, and by closing our production, it really helped Russia, which is kind of weird.
Well, here's my final real thoughts on the whole situation. Basically, I think that maybe someone somewhere up on the ladder, the pecking order, if you will, is kind of in cahoots with the Russians and the Ukrainians and the top tier of the U.S. government as well. And they're all just sitting around and formulating a lot of things for their own profit and benefit, even if it's detrimental to all the parties involved. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. So you're saying that that it's quite possible that this is all somewhat orchestrated so that each government has an excuse to raise gas prices and to make a shitload of money off this, when what I would think is when this ends, gas prices aren't going to drop. They're probably going to stay the same.
Well, yeah, because then you lose money if you sell it for cheaper.
Yeah, so like you're saying like maybe the gas cartels, the oil cartels are just orchestrated all this.
Do you guys remember that one week during COVID 2020 or 2021? I don't remember when exactly, but Trump was in office. There was like a weekend where gas in my city was less than $1. Mm-hmm. What the fuck happened?
All right, that was pretty dank. I remember that. Yeah, that was legit.
And people were acting like it's not true. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Biden? Why is it ×4 what it was last year? There's no excuse for this shit.
Even if we get 10% of our oil from Russia, that math still doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm not going to say I know how oil prices really work, but from my stupid understanding.
It's all bullshit. because gas has been way too high for months, and now they're all saying it's only because of Russia. Oh, no. No. Retroactively, the invasion made gas expensive 3 months ago. Like, they are just blatantly fucking lying with a smug grin and saying, go buy an electric car. And I'm actually getting pissed, and I don't even fucking drive. I don't have anywhere to go when I'm mad.
And where does electricity come from?
Clouds?
Burning fossil fuels.
Hydroelectric dams.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you guys see this shit with fucking Pete, fuck my butt, what's his name? And he says, no, just go buy an electric car. What's the issue?
Peter Booty Chugger.
Yeah, can we beat that guy's ass? That dude thought he could be president. Now I hope he ends up in a grave.
You better make sure you're very specific, because I think you might be into that if you're a little you're not specifying.
Shit. I mean, I keep saying this, but I really feel like we need the day of the guillotine for every single one of these fucking politicians. I'm like, I don't know if I've just lost a gasket in my brain or what, but these people are so smug with their elitism and expecting everybody to just, Stephen Colbert's like, I'll gladly pay $4 a gallon. Bitch, you live in fucking New York City. You don't drive and you're a millionaire. Why is he not being hung in Times Square right now?
That's right.
Because
I wonder if this
illegal.
goes against. Yeah, I wonder if this goes against YouTube's.
I don't
policies.
give a fuck. Susan's gonna be with him.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, it is only a matter of time before they all piss everybody off.
I hope they do. I hope gas becomes $10 a gallon everywhere, and that people actually fucking do something about it.
They're all going to buy electric cars. And the world's going to be a utopia.
Revolution.
Well, I think that's what I was talking about last time, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but as long as we don't have any unifying factors, then politicians can do whatever they want. Like, if the citizens don't have anything to unite with, and we're always divided on some issue or another, then we'll never be able to overthrow a government. But if it's something like gas, where it's going to be very difficult for just people on the left to agree to say one thing and people on the right to say the other, like, I'm against high gas prices. Well, we're for it. If we can unite on that,
they're
then
trying
that's
to gaslight us into being pro $4 per gallon gas. They really think we're that fucking stupid that they can trick us into thinking that's a good thing.
Who's giving that narrative to all these media people and having them push it? Like, that's not even paying more gas is good.
That's not even like the funniest thing. The gaslighting us to think that inflation is good is the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone believes that for a fucking second.
Well, I mean, actually, like I was saying earlier, nickels are worth 10 cents now.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you are going to make a pretty profit off of it.
That's true. I think it's just about time that us people that are hashtag red pilled, I think it's time that we just send to our place. We're not quite at the tip top, but we kind of see the clear stepping stone above the Twitter users who believe that $5,000 per gallon of gas is an epic Reddit gold moment. I think we should just let them believe whatever that is, and we kind of just take the next step up and find out, hey, these people are pretty stupid. How do we benefit from their stupidity like all these other guys out here? You know what I'm saying?
We should all run for office.
Maybe we run for office. Let's all keep doing what you're doing, Eggy. Let's invest in oil. Let's buy some oil. And then we can start spreading the narrative that paying $7 for a barrel is the morally correct thing to do, and then we can sell to all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much unironically what every single politician is doing. They just get their money, they stick it somewhere, and then they just put out some kind of propaganda that will increase what they have put their money into, and then they get their insider trading and dump it, and then they move on to the next thing.
The politicians are just the puppets for the people that are manipulating everything. Like, if you look at what is that, Mad Money? You know that guy I'm talking
Kramer?
about? Like, he's got the
yeah.
Everything he says is he basically convinces the dumb, simple population who isn't actually investigating their investments. He tells them what to buy and sell for these people who are making. Like, I guarantee he sells his shit and then he tells you to sell it.
Oh yeah, no.
Or he buys it, then he tells you to buy it.
Right. He's also usually always wrong, though, is the thing.
Yeah, isn't that weird? It's almost like he's telling stupid people to bail him out when he makes a bad investment.
Right. Well, I did invest alongside Nancy Pelosi. We kind of share the same mindset, and so I invested in some Roblox, and it's just been dropping.
Oh,
Oh.
poor Nancy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
boys,
feel
if
bad
we're going
for
to
her.
start our own political party, the Trash Rat Party, what stances will we take other than gas being $7 is good?
Well, I'm pro abortion.
I'm pro killing babies, I think is what you meant to say.
Okay. Well, I'm
Well, yeah,
mandatory.
same thing.
abortion.
I'm not pro-choice. I'm pro-abortion. I
Right.
think everyone should get abortion.
Exactly.
Well, so they have like in California. I mean, I remember Joe Biden. He made the 3 strikes law. He said there's these super predators out here. Some of them look a certain way, but that's besides the point. He says you got these super predators out here. 3 strikes, they're in prison for life. Well, how about we have a new 3 strikes law? Once you get 3 strikes, you don't have to go to jail, but it's legal for you to be murdered by anybody. I think it would really spice up.
And every old politician automatically has 3 strikes.
Well, retroact. If we grandfather it in, that would be true.
Yeah, use the YouTube rules.
Right, yeah. Oh, we changed the rules, and now you have 3 strikes on your channel. Get fucked.
Yep. Sorry.
All right, so I'm thinking about this. Maybe a new vlog series. Building a guillotine in my backyard.
You can practice it
And,
on me.
Well, I'll practice it on some melons.
Guillotines are a little outdated, though. You can probably build something like what about like a circular saw blade launcher?
That would be
well,
pretty cool.
Yeah, but it just seems more difficult. I mean, guillotines are they're symbolic.
What about a
so
Roomba
it-
with a gun taped to it?
No, here's what you should do. You should have.
Shoot me.
So you have the guillotine, right? And it comes down on some kind of thing that's going to deliver pressurized air to a contraption, which then fires 4 circular saw blades that are sort of small. So because you want to have a lot of, I think if they're smaller, they're going to go faster. They're going to be having more psi on the blade when it comes into impact with whatever it hits. Now that sounds like a
Yeah,
fun
Rusty,
contraption,
those
dude.
Rube Goldberg machines do a lot of views on YouTube. So if you can make like a Rube Goldberg guillotine knife game song video, I think that might be your next big hit.
How about
agree.
a more modern way to kill people using technology that, like you were saying, with air pressure? 2 spikes that come out very quickly into the eyes of the person and then inflate them with air.
So their head just explodes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it depends on where you are going to be coming into the impact of the skull or, whatever. Because, I mean, just pressurizing a skull, I mean, that's probably just going to induce, brain death. If the trauma didn't already do that, it's not going to
It's
blow them
very
up like a
humane.
balloon or anything. I think
Very
it was
humane.
basically just, it'll sort of, yeah. It'd
Well,
be
let
like,
me just say
Or,
this.
okay. How about
To-
it goes into their eyes and then just kind of flails them around for an hour?
A
you
full
can have them,
hour?
spin around in a circle. You got like a manhole type situation, like a spike comes out of the manhole, then it just spins them around.
Yeah.
Hey,
Some
speaking
shit.
of
What was it?
manholes, how's Pete Buttigieg doing?
It was like a hobo with a shotgun where they'd have their head through a manhole and they would tie barbed wire, like a barbed wire noose, and then drive off in a car and it would just rip their head off.
Who does that?
I don't know. It was in a movie.
It was in
But
Hobo with a
listen,
Shotgun.
I do want to say this. We
Starring
are not
Rutger
actually-
Howard. Put credit on the
Who's
man's
dead?
name.
Sorry, Rutger Howard. We're not actually talking about assassinating humans.
Well, me and Reactor are.
specifically politicians. This is
No,
all.
I was talking about
hypothetical.
making an entertaining show.
Right,
right.
right. Yeah, in a perfect world, this is how you would make an entertaining show.
Yeah. like we can monetize Death Row by making it entertaining.
Well, you know what I just saw in my YouTube recommendations recently, now that you speak on that, talking about the old video game Manhunt. I don't know if you're familiar. Basically, the concept of it is essentially like a bunch of gang members or basically like murderers all being dropped into an open sort of maze with random weapons strewn about, and basically whoever is last man standing wins the game and wins their freedom. So we could do that with let's say people that are a little less than savory as far as what they might have inflicted on the American populace through certain regulations and certain things. I think that could certainly be the wave of the future. We're going to have the metaverse out there. I'm not sure if Mark Zuckerberg will let the metaverse broadcast that, but just imagine having like a VR camera like in like the Thunderdome, like in the middle, and you get to like get like the VR like on the ground experience.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome. I have a feeling that like Dick Cheney's still he'd probably win this one.
How about a new law that says when politicians fall below 20% approval rating, they automatically have to partake in a battle royale?
Okay, all right. I think we're really solidifying our political stance here.
And can I
For the
just throw in
TrashRats
one more?
party.
Now, this might be the craziest one of everything we've said so far, but what if every politician only gets one term? Is that too far?
Well, no.
Maybe we should just kill him.
But what happens when you have a politician who's actually helping people?
Hopefully they get replaced with one just like him.
Yeah, right.
Can
Well,
they
the
run
problem-
again?
The problem is sociopaths are willing to kill for power. Empaths aren't. So by the laws of probability, a sociopath is more likely to come into power,
Yeah.
right? So that's our problem with modern politics.
That they're all sociopaths.
Why don't we go back to monarchies and just get a
sociopaths-
really good king? Just one
Well, even the
really good
kings
guy
can-
who knows what he's doing. He's in control of
Well, I think-
everything. Just let him do it.
And we get rid of the whole lineage of being a king. Like your kid doesn't get to become the king. The new king is like appointed.
Yeah, we have to elect the king.
Because if the prince becomes the king, then we just have a spoiled king.
Yeah, Joffrey.
We're talking about like Caesar, pretty much.
Well,
What do you mean?
I think.
Well, like I mean, Caesar would find, he was like probably gay with some young boy, and he would kind of groom him into being the new Caesar.
Oh, cool.
Well, don't worry. Actually, this made me think. Nick Fuentes, he said that America should be a theocracy where the church rules the government. So that way you wouldn't have anybody corrupt in there. It would only be holy people that are in there. So I mean,
yeah, let's
I
get
think
the
that would solve
Islamic
problem.
church on that.
Yeah, because the Vatican's not corrupt at all.
What's Nick Fuentes? Is that Turning Point USA or is that different?
No, he's the Groiper.
What's Turning Point?
That's like Donald Trump's like youth program, basically.
Oh, they were just at a.
Trump
I
youth?
just saw a video. They were at
No,
a college in my
it's
town.
Trump youth.
Well, they're like they would call themselves like campus conservatives or whatever, but basically they're kind of like young college students that like Ben Shapiro and Donald Trump and or whatever. They're kind of like like more Fox. Whereas like Nick Fuentes is more like he said that he's had a little more extreme stances, I guess, compared to them from time to time.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mistake. I mistook the two. I apologize, Nick Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes for 100.
We could probably get him on, I imagine.
Do we want him on?
I don't think. I honestly have no idea. I've never watched any of his stuff. I
Yeah,
just
me
know he's
neither.
controversial, I guess.
What-
Seems like a.
When are we getting
little
the
bit like
actual
a
trash
annoying
rat
asshole.
back?
Well, I got to get him at the house, and
Does he not live with you?
I don't know. Yeah, but he's never
You
home.
kicked him
So-
out?
No, he got a car, is what happened. So he finally got a
man.
car.
Well, he can't afford the
And-
gas, so what the fuck? What's he doing?
Well, I
Bad
think he
timing
just-
on that.
He just sleeps in a parking lot in his car.
You'd rather
near
do
where
that
he
than
works.
live with you?
Yes. Yeah, because like I live 3 miles away from downtown.
Oh, man.
And he works downtown.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough drive.
Wait. Yeah,
It
what?
certainly is. When you're drunk all day,
He
you
could
don't want
walk
to spend
home.
any money on gas. No, he really could. And also there are buses, but hey, whatever. I'll ask him. I'll see if he wants to come back on.
He can
and
call
what his
in from the
opinions
back
on,
seat of his car.
Why don't you cut his rent in half?
Well, I mean, I guess I
Or
could.
double it. So if you double it, then
Make
he'll be
him
more
move
inclined to
out.
want.
I don't
No, it'll
really
make
charge
him want to
him.
get his money's worth.
Much
That's
rent. So, all right, I'll raise his rent.
Yeah.
Can he
Okay.
do an impression of Tim Pool so that we can have Tim and Chris on the next episode?
Yeah, let's just you tell Tim. Just say, Tim, this would really help me out. This will it'll erase all of our bad history.
Yeah, it'll make up
business
for you
dealings, blah,
stealing
blah,
my
blah.
website.
All you have to do is just come on for 5 minutes or 1 minute.
And I won't even talk to him.
I think statistically, it's not worth it for Tim if he sees $100 bill on the floor. to pick it up because he's wasting more time picking that up than he is. if he just
You're saying that
continues
he's a
on.
money grubbing rat?
No, I'm just saying it would be a waste of time for him to pick up the $100 because if he just keeps walking, he can make more money.
Yeah, money's more important than brothers. I feel you on that one.
Does he have a cameo? Could I just get him to like say whatever I want and we could just like graft it into the episode?
I mean, I can also do an impression of him.
Well, let's hear it.
Hey everyone, I'm Tim.
Whoa, did Tim
Dang,
just
that's
walk
pretty
in the
good.
room? Where'd the actor go?
No, that was me. That was
What?
Wait, what? If that was you, why'd you say your name was Tim? Why did it sound like Tim?
That was my impression.
He's a schizo.
Oh shit!
Yeah, sometimes yes, I'm both of us.
Well, I mean,
All right.
biologically fact-checked by scientific experts, so that is true from what I heard.
I love the experts and fact checkers, like how to get the proper information on Ukraine-Russia war, according to experts and fact checkers.
Yeah, can we
I'm
get
not
back
gonna
to
click
that
on
though?
Who are these fucking people?
I wanted to hear Reactor explain why it's fake. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if I think Russia actually did invade Ukraine. I don't know if that's fake.
Well, okay. I saw this article that was kind of hilarious.
Now,
to
what
me,
website?
Where? Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Realnews.exe.
Business Insider, and the title of it is Putin's disinformation is so effective that Ukrainians can't convince their own families in Russia they are under attack.
Okay.
Wait, say that again.
So, what is it like? Ukrainians who have family in Russia
Mhm.
can't convince their Russian families that they're under attack. So Russians don't see a war,
I see.
but there's also like I stopped looking into it, but like when it all started, like people were pointing out that if you go on Snapchat, you can look at like different countries and like what they're posting, and Ukrainians were all at nightclubs and shit.
Oh, from what the Russians see.
Well, no, this is about the article. It's like on Snapchat, like you could see that all these Ukrainians were just going on with their lives, and there wasn't, and all the videos were fake. We know that now. All the information was
but
fake.
what is your thesis statement? Like, what is that evidence of? That there is no invasion at all? Or what are you trying to say?
Well, another thing that happened was Ukraine's government handed out assault rifles to people, right? You heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, except they were handing them out to criminals. They were basically doing like a 2020 United States riots type of thing. All the criminals got guns, and they just went around taking territory and killing. It was gang wars. So there is havoc over there. There is shit going down there, but it's not a war.
Like when I go on TikTok, which yes, Mumpke, I do use from
What?
time to time, even though I fucking hate their terms of service system. But I see almost nonstop like Ukrainian war clips.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
sure they're from Ukraine?
I don't know. I mean, if maybe not, but if they're from somewhere.
I did see.
But also, I have seen
yeah,
some fake
it's
ones.
like some of it was from video games, some of it was from the Russian air show.
No,
Well,
I saw one
there's
that
a-
had.
There's a YouTube channel called Kit Boga who usually does these scammer call videos, but he did a
Yeah.
video about these fake TikToks where they're just using video game footage, and he like dissected the whole thing. So
Yeah.
I know that Reactor's correct about
I mean-
some of that.
I just kind of feel like Ukrainian state media wouldn't need to use video game footage if they were under attack.
Well, these were just people on TikTok making the videos. I don't know if it was from the Ukraine.
no. On Twitter, like Ukrainian state, like the government officials, like politicians or whatever you call them in Ukraine, were posting like from their official government Twitter accounts videos of video games saying that like shit was
Like
happening.
Elden Ring?
Maybe people are just trolling them.
I mean, yeah. So if someone says your house is being robbed while you're in it and you don't see anyone being robbed, are you gonna share the video they sent you of your house being robbed while you're in your house and you didn't record it yourself because you don't see it happening?
Well, so to go back to the thesis statement question, like what is the point you want to make? Like what should we take away from this about the entire situation?
That they're like, who the fuck knows what's going on over there? It's really weird that there's not real war footage though.
I've seen a lot of footage that I think was probably real.
Yeah,
But you
I
don't
thought
know.
So.
But I've seen a lot that has been confirmed fake.
Yeah.
So before I believe any more footage, I'm gonna wait for it to be proven.
Well, I always think that the media is probably the most guilty party when it comes to using all this footage. Like they're trying to get out the story as quick as possible, and so they'll take whatever they think is real footage and not really fact check it. You know, they don't have the fact checkers and the experts, so they tend to put out fake shit, and then people think that, well, if the media got it wrong, then what is real?
I don't know.
But
Eggy, do you believe this? Do you think the media would ever say something that's not correct?
Well, in my experience, especially at this point, I believe that they do not care at all, because they could just use certain language like, well, this was allegedly shared by an anonymous source, whatever.
Right.
They have these ways to kind of publish something without being legally beholden to it, especially with such a vague and broad thing like, oh, allegedly this citizen of over here allegedly did this. It's not like they're going and pointing out somebody by name and doing things that could possibly one day be used in some kind of libel case or slander case or whatever the case might be. But then also a sentiment you'll see a lot is, well, you know what? Okay, maybe it was a little wrong, but listen, I'm on the right side of history, so we should all be believing this anyway. I mean, it wasn't, who was that? There was something I just had seen. Oh, it was the guy from Barstool, Dave Portnoy.
Mhm.
He had tweeted out, he's like, because it's about the Ghost of Kev thing. He's like, listen, you have to be such a bitch and just, you know, we're trying to have good spirit here and good morale, you know, so even if it was fake, we should believe it anyway because we want to crush the evil Russians, so you should stop, you know, saying if it's fake or not. Like, yeah, and that's a sentiment that isn't uncommon.
Now,
Yeah, remember when they were saying there were WMDs in Iraq, and if you were like, I don't know, it doesn't sound
you
real.
hate America, you hate freedom.
Yeah, and you're a lover of Saddam Hussein. You like, why do you love him so much? Why don't you go marry him? And then it turned out, they were just lying because they wanted the oil. Fuck.
Right. Well, yeah, sure. And this could very much come out. The fact that there's so much confusion now either shows that we're entering a new style of war where it's, you know, all social media can essentially control whether people even believe that a war is happening or not. And then that kind of changes the sentiment of the people and political pressure.
You know what else is funny about this whole thing?
Yes. What is funny about it?
Like for the past 20 years, we invaded Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, like all these places. We're just like blowing the hell out of them, and everyone's like, yeah, whatever. And then a bunch of white people in Ukraine.
Oh my God, we covered this last episode. You #fake fan. Hey, speaking of the news always
that's the point, though.
being correct, did you guys see this video that's been going viral called "Greatest Live TV Moment of All Time"?
What is it?
Okay, I'm gonna post it. Rusty, you have to put this in the episode, and I want
Okay,
you.
all right,
I want you
let
all to
me-
watch it right now. It's so fucking funny.
It's not clear what may have been taken, and no arrests have been made.
A 71-year-old man is accused of inappropriately touching a 12-year-old girl at the Walmart in West Mifflin Sunday afternoon. According to court.
Now, is that
That
real?
is real.
Yeah, it's real.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's real.
fucking
funniest
awesome.
thing I've ever seen.
Who did that? And then the fact that they have to put on a show and one person can essentially completely fuck this news network by putting a picture of Joe Biden and
I don't think it was a
saying
mistake.
Yeah.
oh no,
probably
they
not.
might have, but he wasn't arrested.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah, and also
he's
the
saying-
reactor
he's saying-
pointed out.
He's saying it was someone tricked them into airing that clip. Like someone posted that picture while he said that on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like-
no, that's
I don't think that Biden's ever going to get arrested for all of the
Well, once one of us gets
things
into
he's
office,
done to women.
we'll take care of that.
you know what I hate though is like,
there's YouTube videos of Biden molesting
Oh
children
yeah, I know.
what?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
well,
molesting,
just like
yeah.
touching them and sniffing them and shit.
and groping their chests.
I hate that, like, whenever you live through a thing, as we're living through now, and you see, like, I don't know, maybe I'm just old and somehow I'm becoming a grumpy old, like, political uncle type of shit, but Biden seems like a really fucking terrible president. And every single thing that he does seems to have a horrific negative effect. And then I'll go on Twitter or something, and I'll see people posting about how the economy is doing better than ever. He ended COVID. he did this and that. Like
he brought back
these
all the jobs
benefits.
that we forcibly took away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like that. None of that shit's happening.
And it was like mostly only in Democrat governed areas where they're like doing the worst. And then like when he gets in office, they like, all right, you guys can have your jobs back. Oh, look, Biden did this.
Right. Right. And it's like you can see this happen in real time, but history
Like how
is
dumb
just
do you have
gonna
to be to believe all of it?
And the midterms
Like,
are coming up, and suddenly Democrats are anti-mask. I wonder if they check
Yeah,
their
they-
poll
they-
numbers a little bit.
They beat COVID
Uh-huh.
single-handedly.
Yeah,
it was
they
it was
defeated
them.
it.
They ended it. Yeah.
as though because the brief period of time, like the year before Biden ended COVID, was Biden creating COVID essentially, and like making it locking down the country. But that's going to be the forgotten year, and it's just going to be like a horrific disease that killed 1 in every 20 people, and Trump mishandled it, and Biden through great and courageous action cured it. But but we
it
know
was
that's
also
not
the
reality. But
common
that's what the
cold.
future is going to think.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Like once you live long enough, you can see how much history that they change.
Right.
And it's like, wait, so if that's how this is actually happening, I wonder what the Depression was actually like, or the Spanish flu.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. What
What
was
actually happened?
the Depression actually like? But also they didn't have the internet, so really, whatever they heard on TV or whatever
Yeah.
they were told was what they had to believe.
Yeah.
Well, the Great Depression was largely influenced by many similar acting parties as even
Yeah.
the 2008 recession. It was really a total banker sham. They pretty much just...
No, don't be anti-Semitic.
well, I don't know
Don't use
who
the
was
B
running the
word
bank at
around
that time.
here.
All right, a financial Ponzi...
Financial
actually, what would we call
institution
it?
Everyone-
leader.
Everyone knows who you're talking about when you say
A
that. though.
financial maneuver. Yeah, it wasn't, because like when you're learning about it in school, it's just kind of like, oh, all of a sudden everybody woke up and there was just some bad bets made. Well, if you look at the 2008, if you ever did a deep dive into that, I mean, on the surface you could pass it off as, oh crap, they did this. They weren't checking the numbers, when actually like the internal documents were like, push everything to max it all out. Let's get everything we can to get out of here. And that's pretty much exactly what the stock market crash that triggered the Great Depression was also.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
that's
also-
like The Big Short, like kind of really showed that people knew the 2008 crash was coming, and that they were performing bad practices that were going to cause it, and they just ignored it. It's like Enron, they knew Enron was completely a fucking sham. Everyone on the inside knew. I mean, I do believe that
And who went to
people
prison
can
for
do
that?
runs on the bank, and that can cause things to just collapse that way, just by insecurity and not having like a solid foundation of how people can get their money, how much money they can get at one time. Can they freeze accounts for any reason? I don't know. I don't really have too many opinions on it, but it does seem like the Great Depression could have been a natural disaster of sorts.
Was it around the 30s or the Depression or something? The U.S. government made everyone hand in their gold, right? You've heard of that?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit.
like, could you imagine being dumb enough to do that?
All right. Well, it's for the American good. It's for the moral good. Gas prices go up, hand in your gold, and if you fight any of this, then you're probably some sort of
Dude, that's like
Nazi.
the biggest. Yeah, it was like the biggest heist in world history. They convinced everyone to give them their gold.
Guys, we have some
What?
breaking news that I think
What's
this
this?
is going to be really good for our economy. So I'm really excited about this. The House votes to rush $13.6 billion to Ukraine and allies as part of
Oh,
a
God.
bipartisan $1.5 trillion bill financing federal agencies. So yeah, I'm glad that
Yeah, see, it's a
I'm
scam.
glad that 14
Hey, that-
billion is going to Ukraine instead of all the people suffering in our country. I'm glad that our tax dollars are going to that.
That's another thing with the whole Ukraine bullshit that's going on. The people, the loudest speakers, like against like Russia invading or whatever, is what is it? Biden, Hillary Clinton, George Soros. It's like all these like people that are like Biden's connected to Ukraine. You remember when he did the whole what was it, quid pro quo? Told him he wasn't going to give them their $1 billion unless they stopped investigating his son's company Burisma.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a factual thing that happened.
Can somebody explain this shit to me? do we not elect our congressmen to represent us? Like us?
Yeah,
Why are they sending our money in $14 billion
because we allow it
to other countries? Like, what the fuck?
The American people have been programmed or like brainwashed into being like, oh yeah, that's normal. We always give. What do you mean? We always give our money.
Can we have a new policy where we solve our problems before sending my money to somebody else? Fucking please.
How about a new law that says if you vote in favor of sending taxpayer money to another country, you get the death penalty, and then we just keep slipping in bills like, oh, you must not have read it. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you actually have to read the bill this time, or else
you got to be careful. You might accidentally vote in favor of the death penalty.
You'll have to go to Rusty Cage's house and check out his backyard.
I think when we reformed the government after the revolution, that's one of the rules we should have. It's like we can sneak in trick bills all the time that sentences politicians to death, but they get to vote for it.
Why wouldn't is there not at least one politician willing to just take the fucking whatever happens and then add that into a bill, knowing that no one's gonna read it and everyone's gonna vote on it and the media's gonna go fucking crazy? It's like they just voted on a bill that says that they all should be assassinated.
Hey, no. And what they do is they say like, okay, here's a bill, the anti-lynching bill. And if you read it, it says, we give $1 million to my charity, you know? And like, or like basically it's like all these things that are like corrupt as fuck.
Yeah, they just read the headlines, then they're like, essentially.
Yeah, and then if you vote against it, they're like, oh my God, he voted against the anti-lynching bill. What do you like, lynching?
Yeah. That was the whole thing with Dave Chappelle, right? Where he took off like a $60 million contribution or something to, I know I'm going to get this wrong. I'm hoping, Reactor, that you might know more than I do.
I've never heard
it was like something for, he went into a town hall or a city hall, I guess where he lived, because they were supposedly doing building a affordable housing, whatever place near his house. And so he took off a $60 million contribution he was going to make. And then it turns out there was a whole bunch of other shit in the bill, and that's what he was very much against. It wasn't like affordable housing. It was the fact that they just called it affordable housing, but really underneath that, it was a bunch of other bullshit.
Yeah, what is it? Construction's a huge scam too.
Oh, how so? I tend to believe that's already true.
There's always construction going on, and it's not like in a perfect world that wouldn't be necessary. But what they do is they politicians will hire their friends' companies and give them big ass contracts, you know?
I see.
So that's why perpetual construction makes them rich.
Well, what do they get in return?
Probably donations.
Bribes. Yeah.
So I
mean, not even that.
They're not hiring them. Yeah, right. They're using tax dollars and they're funneling that into construction, and they're getting
into their friend.
bribes directly back. Okay,
so like,
I see.
You make your friend a millionaire, well then you're going to do pretty well too.
Yeah, man, I believe it. Like something's happened in Gainesville. I know I've talked about it on the show before, but it's constantly they're just constantly developing new student housing, and everything is just under construction.
Well,
always.
To be fair, Gainesville is a big shithole, so they probably should fix that.
they got a lot to fix.
They're going to tear down your house next.
Oh man, I'm waiting for that day. Like, what's that called? Where they can just seize your land?
Yeah,
civil
give you
forfeiture.
like half price for it or something.
Yeah. So here's the thing too about that. So yeah, the civil forfeiture.
I think civil forfeiture is like if you have weed in your car and you get pulled over, they can call dibs on your car.
Well, yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Oh shit.
They can just the government can take any of your property at any time. Like
it sounds more like a mafia, doesn't it?
Think of the Canadian truckers. They just stole all their money out of their bank account. Said fuck you.
That's right.
So I think they can also, say that they're going to build a town center, a new community center, but your house happens to be in the way. They can buy up most of the properties, or through like civil forfeiture, like slowly start controlling the things around there, and then lower the price so that the value of your house is considerably less than what it should be. So whenever they do buy it from you, that's like the half price, because they artificially lower.
Well, I mean, anyone can do that. It's called capitalism.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
guys,
whatever.
I'm starting to think the government might be kind of bad.
I know. I don't like it.
Yeah, it seems a lot like a cartel.
I'm starting to feel like I might not be represented fairly in the system, and that I think that I just don't think I can really get down with this so-called system anymore.
Well,
you know
if
what
we're
I'm saying? It
doing-
just doesn't seem like it's for me.
If we're doing the Trash Rats political party, one of the four of us should be the leader who would try to get elected. I volunteer to not do it. So which of the three of you would be the best president?
I mumble too much.
I have a dark
Okay,
past.
so President
I don't
Eggy
think-
it is.
Who is the nicest past?
I think, I really come in with clean slates, really agreeable opinions on everything.
Yeah, thankfully, Susan has your back. She deleted all of the risque evidence on your behalf. So
Oh, it's a
right.
cover-up. It's a cover-up.
I'm already working with the inside. I just don't even know it yet. Tomorrow, there's going to be a second time where black SUVs are pulling up in front of my house, and there's guys stepping out in suits to ask me some questions again, like last time. Except this time, it's how would you like to be president? And I'm like, yes, please.
Hey, this show has an upwards
sorry
of
about that.
3,000 viewers per episode. If 3,000 people write in Eggy on the next election, we might get, our vote might be worth as much as one Shiba Inu.
Well, we could start small and just take over a town.
Yeah, what town do you live in,
Okay.
Reactor? We should start there.
No, I don't live in a town.
Well, Gainesville
What?
it
Yeah,
is.
everyone lives in a town. All right, let's take over Gainesville. We can, take over the construction.
Unironically,
just-
if out of all the states in the country, I think Eggy would do the best running in Florida, legitimately. So that is a good place to start.
I am
Well,
trying
when
to
you think
convince you
about
guys
it-
to move here.
So when you think about Gainesville, it's really the rhetoric really kind of writes itself. It's like, do you remember when this town was Gainesville and not Lossville? Because it seems like we've lost our way. But with Eggy Eggertson Ronaldo III,
Doctor.
otherwise known as EEGR, whatever, we'll figure it out.
We're changing the name to Eggs.
When I come around-
And then Rusty or Mumkey, you can run against him, but be like the bad guy.
I'll run as a Democrat.
I'm going to raise taxes on everyone.
I think that
And
gas
just,
should only
like,
be
make him look
$2
even-
per gallon. Boo! Boo! Get him off the street!
Piece of shit. He's a racist.
He hates Ukraine.
He likes.
He
cheap
loves
gas.
Putin's dick.
Oh man, what a fucking ass backward world we're living in.
Yeah.
It's like literally nothing makes any sense. I'm starting to think that, I'm hoping anyways, that everything is getting so ridiculous and unbelievable that they can't even convince, the quote unquote sheep, the people like last episode that I was saying who, outsource their opinions and outsource, their understanding of politics to somebody else. So that's why they end up just following a retarded narrative.
I feel like they got to be doing it on purpose at this point. Like they're doing it like it's just so blatant that they're just trying to wake people up. Like what they were doing
That's
in
really kind of
Australia, where like they were incrementally becoming more and more insane until it got to the point where it was like, all right, everyone drop your kids off at the arena and you're not allowed to be there. And these people did. And they were like, okay, well, shit. What else can we do?
Yeah, I think they were like testing out, really testing the water as much as they could. They knew that COVID wasn't going to last forever, and the fear wasn't going to last forever, and eventually people are going to get over it, not really give a shit, and not want to do any of this. So let's use this as a good opportunity to see what we can get away with, what people are willing to do, and kind of stress test them. So then going forward, we can actually set up a really, really good plan, seeing how susceptible people are to living under an authoritarian, power.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that anyone would trust the government.
I think it's nuts that
Why the fuck would you do that?
the
in the beginning?
COVID narrative literally ended the same day that the Ukraine-Russia shit started. Like they just moved on to the next fucking gimmick to distract people.
Did I tell you? I know someone. I just met someone recently. They work for the Washington Post, and they said that. They said, "Yeah, well, now that the COVID thing's ended, like all of our focus is going onto Ukraine." And that does make sense as a business. Obviously, you're not going to keep focusing on COVID, but it's funny. Like that's the line of thought was no one's talking about COVID anymore. Let's just switch it. Rather than, is COVID even a bad thing? Does it deserve media attention?
Yeah.
Because it was never about that. It was just about what, of course, I know.
Well, as soon as
fucking speaking to the
we knew
masses
that
here.
COVID was bullshit the moment they celebrated the BLM protesters, like all crowding together in the street.
right.
Like, okay, so they pick and choose when
No,
COVID is
when-
bad.
The news started reporting that no, it's okay if you go out and
Yeah.
protest.
Yeah, that was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
fake. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Or whatever. The hype is overhyped.
Experts say you can't spread COVID by joining BLM protests.
If you're anti-racist, you
What?
can't get sick.
That was one of the crazy. That's like the crazy things I was talking about. That I'd like to say anyone on any side, if you actually ask them, some crazy leftist, if you actually ask them, does that make sense to you? They'd have to say no, unless they actually were insane.
They would have to do some real
no,
mental
they
gymnastics.
are insane. Like, and they do, like, their logic is all over the place, and it makes no sense because they just believe whatever they're told, and they don't connect dots. They don't do logic. They don't do any of that. They just say, "Yes, sir, I agree. I believe you."
Well, I mean, they kind of do make sense because their line of thinking is going to be in total allegiance and solidarity with whatever the regime has to say. You know, it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. That's the thing is like,
That's
whatever
right.
the words being given to them or whatever picture is being painted is completely irrelevant and always going to be secondary to the first question: is this what the regime demands of me as someone who is totally, completely loyal and subservient to the regime? If the regime says that the sky is green, then it is green because there is no
2
disobedience
plus
to the
2
regime.
equals 5.
Hey, let me just step in.
Oh, shit.
Because I got an
No,
opinion.
hey,
I know,
where'd
he heard
Rusty
me
go?
talking about BLM and now he's pissed.
Nah, here's the thing, man. I also don't like what they be doing. I don't
Okay,
like how
talk to 'em.
they use us, they misrepresent us, they pretend to be us, and then they give out false opinions as though that's us saying it. And
I'm
it
the
ain't.
dude playing the dude disguised
Oh,
as
man.
another dude. What do you mean, you people?
Yeah. Sorry, I keep trying to get my. Was it my?
Yeah,
drug
when your
dealer?
drug dealer is talking, can you flash on screen the image of you in blackface?
Wait, no, hold on a second. My drug dealer is a white guy.
Oh shit! Now I'm the racist.
Listen, it's
Yeah, but-
2022, and you know what? It's okay to be whoever you want to be. You know.
Hey, wait, no, that wasn't his drug dealer. That was his accountant.
Who he buys drugs
That's
from?
probably where half my money went. All my savings. Hey, should we just try to read some of these patron questions? Are there even any?
Go for it.
Ugh, okay. Fucking Christ. I was hoping that you
No.
would do it. All right. Well, why doesn't Russia just invade some bitches instead?
I think that's what they're doing on Tinder, right? All the Russian guys are like trying to find, some fair maidens in Ukraine while they're invading their country.
Did you guys hear about McDonald's closed its Russian
So did
stores?
Starbucks and Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all these heroic countries. Disney, yeah, no more cape shit for you, Russia. That'll show you.
Doesn't it? Oh man, they have to all eat organic now. It must
Yeah.
be terrible.
Can we get that going on
Well-
here? Can we invade Ukraine so that people can't eat fast food anymore?
That's what, yeah,
It
yeah,
would
that's what I'm
literally
saying.
save this country in so many ways if people could not have access to McDonald's.
all the giant corporations that have monopolies on shit.
Have any of you played Elden Ring?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, not me neither.
I have also not played it.
Well, it's surprising though, because I know a lot of other
Well,
people.
we
who
all have real jobs.
not
We
really
can't just play games all day. I'm
Yeah,
helping
that's
Rusty make his comic book, and I'm writing some of the songs for his next album, so I'm very busy.
Yeah, I do
Oh, cool.
appreciate that. All right, well, that's enough questions.
Really?
for
There's
today.
no more? There's got to be more.
Okay, all right, fine.
What
I'll-
about this
I'm
wombo
scrolling
of
back
you
and I'm
in
just gonna ask
blackface
the
singing a
questions.
song?
Do you prefer 2% milk or whole milk?
Got to be whole.
Eggy,
Yeah,
you
whole
already
milk.
answered this
Yeah.
one on the other podcast, you fucker.
Yeah, and I'm telling it again. My opinion has not changed.
The answer is
I prefer lactate.
yeah. I think I'm very lactose intolerant because all dairy shit. I mean, maybe I just like to have diarrhea, but dairy does not
Did you ever
work
look-
well with my body, so I don't really drink milk.
Did you ever look at the expiration date on the lactate milk at the grocery store?
No.
It lasts for like 2
Oh,
months.
really?
That's
Really?
why I buy it. Yeah. I don't know if
Shit.
I'm lactose intolerant, but that shit lasts forever.
Is almond milk good? Should I try that?
Almond milk
It's
isn't
not?
real. Almonds don't have milk. It's like drinking cat milk. Cats don't make milk.
But-
oh wait, maybe they do.
but is it
milk cats
good?
don't.
I don't care what it is. If it tastes good, I'll drink it.
It probably is, it's kind of watery. I
Oh.
think. I don't know. It lacks like the
It's
cream
kinda like-
quality.
It's like peanut milk.
What the fuck is that?
Actually, peanut milk was because peanut milk isn't it? Don't they have that in like in Southeast Asia? I think I've had that before. That's actually pretty good.
Sure.
Almond milk. I mean, it's not
Rice water?
bad. To me, it's pretty kind of meh. I've had it for a couple different things before, but I mean, it has applications, but it isn't something that I would really keep around as a regular staple.
I like it for protein shakes because it doesn't go bad when it sits out. So like I would make a protein shake with it and then just carry the protein shake with me all day.
I'm looking in the.
Now, do you actually work out or you just drink protein shakes?
Well, no, that's what I drink.
I'm
Okay.
looking in the.
No,
Yeah,
it's
like,
when
I'm-
I work out, like you can go to like the gym and like have it just sit in your locker for 2 hours while you work out. You can't do that. Like you can't bring like a pouch of milk with you.
Is that what you do when you go to the gym, Eggy?
I just bring an empty water bottle and I just drink like 5 liters of water while I'm at the gym. I don't listen to any music. I just lift in complete silence for about 2 hours and I go home.
What the fuck is that? I was talking to somebody, a friend recently, and they were talking about exercising in complete silence. Is it a cringe move to listen to something while you're working out?
No.
I just don't really care to. I don't know. It doesn't really. To me. It's like because I have very low rest time in between my sets because I like to get right to it, and I like to get my pump up. You know what I'm saying? I like to get my heart rate up. So I kind of go. I'll usually be at my machine and knock out my sets, within 5-6 minutes, depending on what exercise I'm doing. And that's like for the time that it would take for me to, load up a song. Unless I guess I was like already listening to an album or something like that.
Right.
I guess I could, but it just seems kind of like
A distraction.
extra steps where I just, maybe if I get to like a really high level of weight or something like that, I'll need something to take my mind off it. If it's, I don't know, but as
You
of
could
right
write-
now,
I was gonna say you could write a song that is like your timing, and then just listen to that on repeat.
When I go to the gym, I always have my headphones in, even if I'm not listening to anything, because these sexy hot women are always trying to hit on me at the gym. And if I have the headphones in, they don't try to bother me. Sometimes they'll come up and like try to flirt with me anyway, but I just shoo them off. You guys know how that is, right?
Yeah, that's.
Did you
that's
guys know,
always a problem?
Did you guys know Viagra's a vasodilator?
I don't know what the
You've
fuck
heard
a
of that?
vasodilator is.
Yeah, it dilates your
Oh,
veins,
okay.
right? So your blood flows better. So just a suggestion, anyone out there, if you go to the gym, take Viagra because it'll help
Does
your
that work
workout.
for women too?
it's
No,
yeah. Well,
I mean maybe I don't know, but I don't think
Well,
they get
speaking
boners.
of patron questions, I have a question for Rusty. How drunk were you when you wrote this 5 days ago? Rusty wrote, "We are all still here together, no matter our autism, no matter our cringe. We stand together as rats, as mice, hell, as rodents. We are one." And then Justin Kim said, "Gay." Rusty, what were you thinking when you wrote that? You really just in the mood to relate to your fellow man on Discord?
Wait, let me see that. What
You don't
which
remember
channel is that
writing
in?
this in the patron questions 5 days ago?
Oh, hold on. Yes, no, I do remember writing that. Well, look how I united everyone.
I mean, Justin Kim said you were gay.
Justin, all right,
then-
I'm banning him right now.
He
Fuck
doesn't
it.
use that
and then
term
Santa
lightly either.
Israel said, "Fucking get him, Justin Kim." So I don't think you united too many people, unless it was to unite
just
them
mad
against
that-
you.
No matter our cringe, no matter our autism, we stay together as rats, as mice. Hell, Eggy, I know you're going to agree with me, but even as rodents,
That's right. Talk
we
to
are
him.
Well,
one.
do you want to
And yet
We're
they try
one
to divide
race.
us.
The road.
do you want to scroll down and use that same voice to read the paragraphs that Artillery wrote?
Sure. Give me. Wait, are they really fucking long? Hold on a second.
This is pretty good. I think.
Are there?
No,
Jesus
you should read
Christ.
this. It's pretty good. It's about you.
It's so fucking
Oh
long.
my god,
I
it's a
suck at reading.
podcast.
All right. Give me 1 second, and let me get the right voice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, brilliant Rusty. Oh, please enter my heart. Hear my prayers. With this blood, I give up my soul to honor your glory. You, who was a shepherd to us, your flock. You, the ancient trash rat, the founder, the way and light to us, mere mice. Join us in...
You gotta go
I really
way
don't wanna
faster.
fucking read this shit.
Join us in the temple we
I
have
know.
erected to your image.
Erected in your image, in your mirrored false image, for we can never be as perfect as you or your constructs. Please grace our small monument to your greatness with an appearance in the garbage mice. You, who is the super Tokyo man, the trash rat, the gang stalker, let us rejoice in your light. You, who is the drinker, the smoker, the Sargento cheese consumer, in your indulgences we find our way to joy. You, who is the perpetual loser of the
True.
wheel of punishment, bug pizza and whole lemon eating, in your humility we find connection. You, who dyes his hair pink, who dresses like what an emo in the 60s, and also like a hobo in China. You, who hath spoken to us, who has given us financial advice, who has taught us about the morality of stealing. Let your lesson shine through your voice in our podium. You, who hates Reddit, who hates the modern age, who speaks his mind freely, regardless of what wrath it may bring him from the libtards. Tell us of why we are forbidden from those places of sin. Explain to us their evils and dangers. You, who threatens black people with his knives that he just keeps fucking laying around all over
That's
his
true.
house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mighty rat, fluent in every tongue, talented in every instrument, from broomstick to Japanese heart to 22 caliber revolvers. Teach us the secrets of your incredible ability. You, who speaks for those unfortunate, the homeless, struggling within us, those lives who others would never understand, would price at the life of a rat. Show us mice some of that understanding and love. Oh, great one, Rusty Cage, please grace us lesser rodents with your presence in a Garbage Mice episode. Show us your love and grace. Lead us to the path from which we have gone astray.
And then I see two pictures. Looks like they.
Yeah,
put
he poured ketchup
their
on his wrist, and then he has a bloody knife in the background. So I think he's blaming you for that.
You know, I feel really bad because that was actually quite engaging of a long speech, and I just completely
My guess
ignored
is
it.
it's like some sort of Lord's Prayer or something. Then he just like switched out the words, like a Mad Lib.
Yeah, it was a Mad Lib
Yeah.
for the Bible.
I don't know. It sounded like everything that was in there was pretty relatable.
Well, yeah,
to
but I
Rusty
think
Cage,
he
so I
just
don't
took
know.
something else and changed the words. But it was still very good, and it reminded me that Eggy and Rusty, we have some unfinished business. We need to figure out when we're doing the big epic trailer park extravaganza up at my house to get you guys here to film maybe a wheel video. Maybe we'll actually do a boxing match. You know, maybe we should plan this out.
What do you mean,
Well,
actually?
one that actually gets released to the public to watch now that it's been, I think, 8 months since we did the last one.
Yeah, since Emperor Lemon fucking lost the
Yeah,
SD
what if
card.
we, do you think 4 months is enough time to actually train up to box me, Rusty? Do you think you'll be ready by then?
Yeah, I guess if I just stop working on anything else, even though I know I don't put out content anymore, I could probably...
Or maybe just spend like 45 minutes a day
Box you or
lifting
whatever.
weights.
Well, it's more about cardio
To
than
punch me in the
weights.
face?
Oh, man, I say we go full, like, grappling. I'm going to take you to the
Oh, just
ground,
like
and it's over then.
It's just a fight, and there's no rules, and just whoever wins, wins.
Well, you know, you don't throw dirt in
Why
someone's
not?
eyes, but if you tap out whenever I get you in case Katami, I mean, which you will,
Dude,
then
we could
that's
set
it.
up any sort of stranglehold you want. I guarantee I can escape.
You cannot. It's
No
impossible
matter-
to
dude,
escape unless you're trained. You have to be a
If
yellow
you're the
belt to
one who's holding
understand
me down,
the amount
I
of
can
knowledge
get
it would
up.
take to get. Okay. Yeah.
When are we doing this? Summer is going to be very fucking hot, so maybe we should do it in the fall. Or
We're
in the
doing
spring,
this
I
in your
mean.
trailer park.
That's right. July 20th, 2022, SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, Rusty Cage versus Simmy and Jimmy. The event of the summer, sponsored by Pepsi and Wendy's. You won't want to miss it.
And I think
Hey, that's enough hype for me.
and
Let's
Eggy
do
and
it.
I have found a whole bunch of delicious recipes to put on the next wheel, so I think we'll be ready for that pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have something that if they'll allow me to bring it on a plane.
What is it?
It'd be very interesting to see either of you
What is
trying
it?
to eat this thing. Well, it's a
Yeah,
fertilized
I was going to
duck
ask
egg.
you about that because if we can't bring it on the plane, surely we can find it here, right?
Yeah, if there's an Asian
Well,
restaurant.
Eggy, you went to the Asian market here in Ames. Did you find anything like that?
I don't really
I know
remember.
you found some like
Might
weird
have been
quail
there.
eggs, and then you never ate them. Were they good?
Yeah, I mean, they were all right. I kind of prefer chicken eggs. Maybe that's just my Western, my Western
No, they didn't look very
proclivities.
good.
I ate a fertilized duck egg the other night when I was drunk with a buddy
I
of mine.
fertilized the duck egg the other night when I was drunk.
Oh shit! All right.
And it was delicious, or
Damn.
what?
It was very unsettling.
So yeah, we can put that on the wheel,
it's
and hopefully we'll find one.
yeah, it's definitely gag worthy and difficult to bring yourself around to eating a fucking.
I mean,
A
I put
duck
Trash
fetus,
Rat's
but-
toe in my mouth, so could it really be that much worse?
No, I should probably a lot better than that.
At least that's food.
Well, what do you say, gang? Should we call this episode a night?
Oh, I thought it already ended.
You stopped recording half an hour ago.
No, I think we can go on for another 2 hours.
Oh fuck! That's how people. How do they have 3-hour podcasts every single day? I mean, it's great. It's great talking to y'all, but it is getting a little bit late here.
Well, everybody go to patreon.com/trashrats if you want to support Eggy's alcoholism, because all the money goes straight to him now. And you guys have anything you want to plug?
No,
I don't.
I do not. Eggy, what's up with your YouTube channel? Is fully deleted? Did it get restored or what?
I think it's wiped off the map, so I don't have anything to promote.
Whoa, whoa,
I don't
whoa.
know. I'm kind of
Eggy,
just existing in the
Eggy.
shadows.
We're really not going to talk about your fitness YouTube channel? You don't want to send people over there?
Listen, I'm still building the foundation on that. I think I'll promote that
Well,
at
I'm
a
going to
later
sneak
time,
a
but
link in the description if you guys want to go subscribe to Eggy's Less Screens, More Screams channel.
That's right. Less screens, more screams fitness. That's correct.
Okay, well, Eggy, while you're at it, could you also perhaps promote the Clips channel? So this is
yes.
the format is that they just heard a
I
clip
mean, Eggy's done this
and
before.
to check out the full episode.
Yeah. I'll try to remember how it goes. All right. You just listened to a clip from the Trash Rats podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure to go like and subscribe the full episode on the main channel. Thank you.
Wow, that was very perfect, very succinct.
It was kind of English. I missed a couple like words in there, but they won't figure it out.
Yeah, nobody follows those links.
Bye,
anyways.
everybody.
Later.
Later.
Peace.